to Thoughts by Jay Brown. Today, I forgot I had that on. So let me mute that. Sorry about that. I have the audio for my desktop going on because reasons. And then I thought, what the heck? Why not do that? Anyways, I'm getting back into the things. I'm getting back into the politics things. It is a. It's with a what shall I say? A heavy heart that I've taken some time away, just mainly for mental health purposes, and trying to figure out the best thing for my stream setups, as well as do I feel comfortable asking you guys for things, specifically money, for things that I don't need, but I want to provide better content for you guys, and also just to kind of give you an update of where I'm at. Because again, my main focus on the politics side of things right now is the national popular vote. I'm working on individual. Um, I'm working on actual individual episodes of that, and I'm going to release them probably 1 week apart. Once I'm done with them and I'm satisfied with them, it'll probably be. I'm hoping to have most of them done by next year. A little low on the volume. All right. Thanks for letting me know about that. Where am I at? Oh yeah, I'm way low. Let me crank that up a bit. How's that? Is that better? All right. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, but yeah, basically, I'm just kind of getting myself back into things, and I thought I'd start with some local news stuff here in the state of Washington, where I'm at. Kind of branch my way out. So, you'll notice something new right above me is a donation for vlogging cam. Um, what I'm looking at is anywhere from about 500 to probably close to $1,000, and I'm gonna pay a majority. If I get the $400 in the donation above me, I'm going to actually pay for the larger package. If I get less, then I'm going to work around that and figure it out. But basically, what I want to be able to do is go down to Olympia, go up to Seattle on my days off when I know there's going to be like protests or whatever, and just record and report on it myself directly. Um, at the same time, I will also be using it for personal reasons as well when I go hiking and stuff with like that with my wife. For our and when we travel for our, my wife and I are planning a travel podcast talking about various travel things. Still kind of on the works on that, so it'll be a little bit before you hear me talk anything about that. But this will get me one step closer to where I want to be. Also, I also have some other alerts. I was messing around with them in Cito over. I hope I pronounced that correctly. In Cito, um, what what I've been working on over on the other side of things is. Let me pull this over here really quick so I have it on here. Is because I have a Streamlabs. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to the Seahawks game tomorrow, so if you're not going, you can hate me all you want. If you hate the Seahawks, screw you. Anyways, since I have Streamlabs, I thought I would use their widgets as browser sources, and I down in the lower corner here, you'll see some notifications pop up. So I'm just going to run through them really quick, see how they sound on your end. I kind of keep the volume low on my desktop audio because I don't want to blow you out.
John donated $95. This is a test donation for.
That's weird. I get a weird echo on my end. I don't know how it sounds going out to you guys. But, and now we'll do the subscriber. All right. And I think that's all I have that's active right now. The only other thing that I have is my cloud bot, which should be spamming you guys with timers. Oh, I think I got that set up wrong. Oh well, I can always edit that later. Let me see if I can edit it right now and see what we can do. Copy, cancel, quote, add a quote. Oh, never mind. That's for games. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. That's good. I'm glad you didn't get an echo on your end. That's very good. So, anytime I get a new subscriber, anytime I get a donation to the bar above me, there will be a when I do a live stream, there will be those effects. Um, but that's kind of part of what I wanted to do today. The other is to actually get back to what I do on this channel mostly, and that is to talk politics. So, talking politics here. I think I'm going to start off with the Supreme Court says effort to recall Governor Inslee won't fly legally. I read that wrong this morning. Oh well. I'm interested to see what it says. This is kind of where I started my. I hate ads. This is where I started my live streaming. Is doing basically this. Well, I'm not very good with um, Latin American and Hispanic names, um, pronunciations. I didn't take much in the way of Spanish or anything like that, so I try my best. I understand you're cool, and it's I just like yeah, you know how it is. So, Thurston County effort to recall Governor Jay Inslee from office is legally insufficient. The state's highest court ruled on Thursday. The unanimous decision upheld a Superior Court ruling. Olympia resident Arthur West submitted the petition to recall the governor back in December. Wow, I didn't even realize that. West previously attempted to recall Jay Inslee in 2013 over 502. Okay. This guy is just, yeah. So the points of the petition, he abdicated his to go on a failed presidential campaign. Main residence is Bainbridge Island, but kept state-related books, papers, public records office in Washington, D.C. Failed to ensure environmental nuisance and crime laws were faithfully executed. Failed to use. Okay, I honestly read the headline on this wrong this morning in the paper, but I don't see an issue with the state Supreme Court saying, yeah, it's no big deal. Um, the thing is anytime that you're in political office, especially running a state, if you want to run for basically the equivalent of the next executive office up, the presidency, you should be able to do that. You should have the faith in your own administration to run the state while you're gone. And if there's anything that needs your immediate attention, then you have to respond to it. And my understanding is that Jay Inslee did all of that. So, well, that was a wasted topic. Let's go check out another one. Um, all right. What? You know what? Do a kind of voter pamphlet. That's what I should be looking at is the voter pamphlet. Oh, stop it. Hold on just a second. I'm going to switch scenes really quick. Go get the voter pamphlet direct from the stores. Voting. What am I looking for? Come on. All right. Annie is an Anakin. I'd just start calling you Vader, actually, if that were the case. All right. Come on. I just want the voter's guide. All right. Come on. It's just being slow today. Probably a lot of people trying to check it right before casting their ballots if they haven't already. Oh, yep. Probably crashed the system. Come on. Just so you can see what I'm looking at here. It is not liking me right now. So, yeah. Oh, well. We'll go back to here. Last updated yesterday. Let's see here. I'm looking for initiatives. That's really what I want to look for. Oh, you suck. Wow. They're actually having issues statewide with this. Sweet. Well, since I can't do what I wanted to do, this kind of makes it moot. What other things can we talk about? Despite promising to stop, Facebook and Google are still selling political ads. Well, that is kind of a thing. Olympia stands behind its vote no mailer, although minds differ. Olympia officials are defending a city mailer, urging voters to reject a proposal on the 15 November 5th ballot that could cut car tab fees. After the City Council passed a resolution earlier this month opposing Initiative 976, the city sent a vote no mailer to. Wow. They paid like 50 cents per mail. Oh, yeah, postage. Never mind. Anyways, I can understand why the cities and the states don't want to have these mailers or don't want to cut the car tab fees because basically it would cut the funding for many projects like it's showing here, as well as it would cut other revenues for cities to get in money. So I mean it's one of those things. It would I don't like paying huge car tab fees. I mean, heck, I just paid $70 last March for mine. I don't know about you, Annie, but I'm sure Spanaway you pay a lot more than I do. So, but the flat fee is not going to be fair to everybody, especially when you think about like the way that a lot of um, our construction and repairs for streets and things like that come from the car tabs as well as the fuel tax. We're now getting these hybrids and whatnot that have had tax breaks as well as their tab fees not as high, and because they're not paying for as much gas, they're also not you know committing as well, and especially something like a Leaf where you don't use gas at all. You're not you're not paying for the infrastructure the same way that I am. Not that I'm opposed to somebody actually using. Not that I'm opposed to anybody actually using a smart car or a hybrid or an electric car. By all means, reduce your carbon footprint. But if you're going to be using the roads, I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, I just read it. Annie's comment. I haven't registered my car in 10 years. But I'm sure there's a story behind that. But it's just one of those. It's one of those things. I don't have a problem with people trying to do things to better our environment. But at the same time, if you're going to be using the same thing that I am and not paying for it, I do kind of have an issue with it. Not a big one, but just an issue. Yeah, Texas is crazy with their Texas, California, and New York are some of the craziest registration and transportation fees. It's crazy. Taxes and things like that. Just crazy. One thing now, here's a thought. As much as I hate Oregon and their state income tax, I do think they do something a little bit wiser when it comes to registration and and tabs. Is they charge you more, but you get more coverage. So you pay for 2 years at a time, if I remember correctly. That I would like to see Washington do something like that, maybe. So, but it is one of those. Sorry, saw the picture of somebody. I was just curious. It is one of those things. I think that it is. I think that it is one of those things where we should consider, looking at what other states do, and maybe we could figure out a way of using, melding their situation with ours, etc. All right. What now? Oh God, I'm out of articles for the month, and it's only the second. Oh well, there's a way around this. News Tribune. It'll take me into an article, but that's fine. Let's go home. See if I can find it here. I saw it on the other one. I wish I could see it over here. Blogs, yada yada yada. Yeah, okay. Don't remember what it was called. Remind me to come to you for engine work then, because unless you realize how horrible my engine is and don't want to work on it, I can understand. It is a '04 Dodge Neon, so working in that compartment, crazy. But needless to say, let's go to Washington Post.com. Let's see here. Gonna avoid this because I haven't read enough on that yet. Feel bad for the guy who bet like $3.5 million. Oh, I can do a stereo myself. They're not that hard. People act like the average person acts like installing a car stereo is like a hard thing to do. Although most of them probably wouldn't know how to. Never mind. Never mind. All right. Oh, Beto O'Rourke left. Interesting. Let's take a look at this one. No, don't want that. Don't want that. I don't want to subscribe. No, you're being a jerk. All right, well, I guess that's not in. Let's go see what CNN has to say today. As I hear some people call it, the Clinton News Network. Oh, that's an interesting story. It's not even politics. Wind and rain dislodge a boat trapped on the rocks above Niagara Falls for 101 years. Boat stuck in the rocks on Niagara Falls for more than a century has been unmoored by high winds and heavy rains. Wow. The Iron Scow Rescue, huh? This is a just interesting story. I have not installed one with a Maestro kit. Although I don't think it would be too hard for me. I mean, I was an electronics technician in the Navy. I think I can read a wiring diagram. So, okay. So apparently the barge was rescued was involved to rescue two men near Buffalo, according to Hill, the senior manager of the Heritage with the Parks Commission. The vessel, known as a dumping scow, became disconnected from its tugboat with two men aboard during a dredging operation, according to the Commission, an agency of the Ontario Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport. The scow got stranded in the Niagara River, some 650 yards shy of the Horseshoe Falls, one of three separate waterfalls that make up Niagara Falls. Interesting. So it looks like it's staying put where it's at now, but if it moves, that'll be funny. Hill says that the remains might be stuck in their new perch for days or for years. It's anyone's guess. Yeah, this is actually just an interesting story. Sorry, I know it's not politics, but just one of those things. German city declares a Nazi emergency. Okay. Hope I don't know if this is near where Gio is, but he wasn't on. He wasn't on with us today on Canar with Damar, so I hope he's all right. The German city of Dresden has declared a quote Nazi emergency after years of quote right wing extremists and racists end quote activity in the city. The local councillor says the Dresden city councillors this week passed a resolution warning that the far right was growing in strength in the eastern German city. That would be fun. Ruining. I'm assuming what you mean is a $500 module. Ooh, mixer. Let's see. The word not so not stand is an exaggerated formulation for the fact that there is serious problems similar to the climate emergency with right wing extremists right up to the middle of society. Counselor for the set Max Achenbach, counselor for the satirist Die Partei, the party, told CNN. Let's see. Aschenbach, who tabled the motion, told CNN to move. The move was symbolic and would have no legal consequences, but it would serve to highlight the threat posed by the far right in Dresden. Now, I'm not actually in Germany, obviously. I don't know enough about the politics, but if the far right extremist groups are acting up and gaining, popularity and stuff, I can understand doing this. But I also think that with the way with the Overton window, and I'm going to try and do this so it looks like your left. So stage left, stage right. So stage right. Nope, that's stage left. Got to remember that. Stage left, stage right. Okay. So the the far right, way over here, if they're gaining popularity, that's a bad thing. However, with what's called the Overton window, a sliding scale of overall political compass feel, just on the x-axis here, has been skewed in a lot of places more to the left. So if it's all the way over here on the left, anything center looks far right. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of. But again, I don't live in here. I haven't read all of the story. I haven't read enough about their area to know for sure. Well, it could be worse. You could be upside down in Australia, so. But honestly, it is one of those things that. Let's see. Dresden is where the PEGIDA movement, the Patriotic Europeans Against the Islamization of the West. Wow, that's a mouthful. First emerged in 2013, and regular rallies are still held in the city. Anti immigrant sentiment runs high in the state of Saxony, of which Dresden is the capital. The Alternative for Deutschland, AFD, won 27.5% of the vote in this year's state election. That's interesting. The AFD has become the first far right party to enter Germany's national parliament in almost 60 years when it came in third place overall in the federal election in 2017. Yeah. Interesting. I wouldn't put it past them to be actually far right or alt right. I just, without going over more in it, I wouldn't know first. I wouldn't be able to say definitively how I feel about it, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt here because if they are neo-Nazi esque, or if they are white supremacist or any sort of bigot like that, I can understand. I can understand the need for a quote unquote emergency, but honestly, I don't know. So it is 9:30 where I'm at. This is really just more of kind of like I said, talking about things, politics, but also talking about what's right above me. So we have again the donation linked down below in the description for my Streamlabs. I also have a Patreon, which is still in progress, and I also have a Subscribe Star, which is also still in progress. I am working on a Discord server of my own, and I am working um, basically to maybe one day make money doing this. Like I said, the vlog camera is predominantly going to be for going around to various rallies, living. And it can speak for me. Adolf was on the far right. Um, if you were to look at the political spectrum, he would be all the way off screen here. Not really that far, but he'd be on one end of it. The the other end where you have the extreme uh, authoritarian left, where you have communism and stuff like that. It is the extreme. I tend to look there's there's this thing called the political compass test, where it's like a grid reference, a XY grid reference, and on the upper right you have your authoritarians, Down below, you have more of your libertarian type of type of people, and I don't have it up right now. I don't have the picture on my hard drive here, but my political compass test last time I took it. Um, Here, let me switch screens so you can see my mouse here. If if the center of my screen here was the center, like exact center, I'm somewhere like right here, left leaning libertarian that I believe in your rights to, especially here in the United States. I believe in your rights as defined by the Constitution. I also believe that you have responsibility, but I also think that there are things like if we can figure out how to pay for them responsibly, universal health care and the like, that we could implement here in the United States. The problem is, can we? So it is one of those things. So uh, there's quite a few tests out there. If you just Google political compass, it's usually about a 50 question test. The ones that I've taken, they're all pretty much the same. There's differences, but they'll tell you kind of where you lie based upon if you answer honestly how you feel. Um, just a few years ago, Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, he sat where I did. Now he's kind of shifted a little bit more center right, because he's more of a traditional English liberal, British liberal, old world liberal, however you want to say it, and I'm more of an American liberal. But I'm not so liberal that I am progressive. I'm not so liberal that I think that you know the world owes me anything. So it's just it's just life, you know. There's what I like about politics and discussing politics is that there's no like true 100% right or wrong answer um, for most things. I mean, obviously there are some ethical things, some moral things that we as a society agree on. Thou shall not kill type of thing without like self defense type situations caveating it. But like in general, do we spend this $1 million we just got in these taxes to pay for the roads, or do we pay for better bus service? Which one? That there's no real right or wrong answer there. It's just a matter of opinion. And arguing opinion with people is fun, but being able to have them help them figure out what it is their opinion really is really what I try to strive for with my politics side of things. I don't want I'm not here to try and convince people of what to believe what I believe. I don't want them to parrot what I say. I want them to be able to sit back and look at a topic and be like, "Oh, this is a different idea about this. Why haven't I heard about this? Maybe I'm in an echo chamber." Or I disagree with you and this is why, and I can respond back, "Well, I disagree with you and this is why, and maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle." William, considering he didn't drink, I would probably say no. So there is that. Um, Honestly, those types of questions are kind of catch 22s, William. If if I were to say yes, people would say that I supported Hitler and his ideology, which I don't. I'm firmly against that type of ideologies. Um, and anything leading up to it. But if I blatantly say no, then it's like, well, you didn't even consider the the possibility of maybe if you met him before all his true anti-Semitism was ideology was founded, yada yada yada. So I'm not saying that's what you're trying to do to me, William, but that's just kind of one of those things. Um, but there are people who I staunchly disagree with that I would like Napoleon. It would be fun if I could go back to 19th century France and sit down and discuss things with him without revealing anything about history to him, you know, and other things. I mean, I would love to go all the way back to Egypt and look at things and see how they were then. I wish time travel was real. Anyways, I'm rambling now, so like I said, keep an eye out for the various things that I have notifications for. Eventually, if I get enough subscribers, I get enough watch time, you might be able to be one of the first ones to trigger this one. So, hey, in the conspiracy, I'm literally just getting ready to get off. I'm just testing out layout of things like the chat, the donation bar, and stream notifications like this. So,
John
bye.
donated $69. This is a test donation for.
Gotta laugh at that one. And then, last but not least, new subscribers. So, just keep an eye out. Maybe someday I will be up there and I can be monetized here. Probably not with my topics that I choose though. So, you all have fun. Take care and enjoy your weekend. And let's see what. Yeah, yeah, Annie, that's true. And I try not to take those things away from him. You know, there's plenty of good that evil people can bring to the world. So it's just you don't want to get caught justifying. Like I was gonna end, but now you've got me talking about Space Seed again. For those of you that didn't watch Kanar with Damar today over on AT2 Productions channel, go check it out. It is worth the 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's Streamlabs. I use actual regular OBS, but I use a browser source to capture the donation and the notifications. And but you got to be careful when you're talking about things like the Autobahn and whatnot, and giving Hitler and the Nazis praise for that. When because when you look at Space Seed, when there's Spock and Kirk and Scotty sitting down talking about Khan, and they're like, yeah, this is the guy that I would have loved to, you know, sit down and talk to, yada yada yada. And Spock's like, that's completely illogical. So that one I don't know about, Jay. I don't know about it at all because because they did a lot of things that questionable when it comes to medical. So just look at Hitler's personal doctor. So, all right. I'm going to take off because I actually do have to kind of get up a little bit early tomorrow because I'm going up to Seattle. So, you guys have fun. Take care. And keep an eye out for more content coming from me. That is politics, which is what this channel is about. You'll see some of the gaming stuff starting to go away. So, but I'll keep you guys posted and keep the links going. Have a great time.